All right, it is time. Welcome to Stretch Break. My name is Amber Langford, and I'm running you through your stretches today. For those that are just joining, I already did mention this a little bit earlier, but we are going to be doing floor stretches today, and a few of these stretches are going to be on our hands and knees or just a kneeling position. So if it is a little bit uncomfortable on those knee joints to be in that kneeling position, you can always grab either a throw pillow, your actual pillow, or use a fold-up towel or blanket for some more added cushion. And then let's go ahead and get started. I want everyone to move down to that floor. We're going to begin on our hands and knees. We're going to do some quadruped rocking today. With this rocking, we're going to have our toes flipped under, so we're trying to press the bottom of our toes onto the ground. From here, we're going to sink our hips back towards our heels, putting some pressure into those toes, and then releasing and shifting back up to that starting position. We're moving nice and easy here, shifting back, working on that toe extension. If this is a little bit too uncomfortable on those toes, you can just do some regular rocks with your feet flat on the ground and working on getting a little bit of spinal flexion here. We're going to do 3 more rocks. Feeling that nice stretch down the bottom of our feet. This can feel pretty good if you have any plantar fasciitis issues. Staying on all fours, we're going to flatten our feet out, and we're going to shift so we have our shoulders right over those wrists, our hips right over those knees. We're going to go into our cat-cows. If we need to, we can shift to a fist position with those hands if our wrists are getting a little bit sore. From here, we're going to tuck our chin to our chest, tucking our tailbone under. We're getting as rounded as we can. And then we're going to drop that chest down, lift that chin up, lifting that tailbone, and repeat. Moving from that nice rounded cat position down to that extended cow position. Working on increasing that range of motion with each repetition. As we're moving through this exercise, I want you to focus on your breathing as well. So we're getting some nice inhales through our nose, and then we're also exhaling out through our mouth. Let's do one more here today. And relax out of that. From there, we're going to take our left arm, we're going to thread it right under that right arm, reaching horizontal, dropping that left shoulder down to the ground, and then looking up and over that right shoulder here. You can feel free to let your head rest on the ground as well. We're really trying to get as much rotation as we can through that thoracic spine. One more deep breath. And exhale, coming back up. And then switching sides. We're going to thread that right arm underneath, reaching horizontal, dropping that right shoulder down to the ground, and then looking up and over that left shoulder towards the ceiling. Letting that head rest on the ground. One more deep breath. And exhale, returning back to that starting position. We're going to lift our chest up and move to a half kneeling position. So we're going to bring that right leg forward, foot is flat. I want your hips facing forward, and then we're going to press those hips, opening up that left hip flexor here. We can brace our hands either on top of our thigh here, Or we can reach down and brace our hands, or at least one hand on the ground. The main goal here is just to press our hips forward and feel a nice stretch in the front of that left hip. Sinking deeper into your lunge with each exhale. Let's do one more deep breath here. And shifting our weight, we're going to straighten out that right leg in front. Flexing those right toes back, pulling them towards your shin. We're going to take our hands and we're going to reach down our leg, reaching for the ground and past that front foot. Doing your best to keep that right leg as straight as you can. You can also brace your hands right above your knee here or below. Or you can use a stationary object for a little bit of stability and support. Maybe keeping one hand on the seat of a chair or on a wall. Letting that head and neck relax. Trying to walk those hands a little bit farther. Let's hold this for 2 more deep breaths. Good, and then walk those hands back up, lifting that chest upright. We are going to place that right leg down on the ground, bringing that left leg up and in front, keeping that knee bent to begin, and then pressing those hips forward, opening up that right hip flexor this time. Same thing on this side, either bracing your hands on top of your thigh, or you can reach down and brace your hand on the ground. Whatever makes you feel most stable and gives you the best stretch in the front of that right hip. One more deep breath here. And exhale, straightening back up. We're going to straighten that left leg out, flexing those left toes back, and then reaching those hands down our leg, reaching for the ground, and reaching past that foot. Doing your best to keep your left leg as straight as you can. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, walking those hands back up, lifting your chest. We're going to transition and lay down on our back next. So go ahead and take your time, slowly transitioning and laying down on the ground. We're going to start with our knees bent. And all we're going to do first is do a little bit of a knee hug. So we're going to bend our knees, floating our feet off the ground. Taking those hands, we're going to reach up, grabbing below those kneecaps. And we're just going to pull those knees towards our chest. Trying to get our legs as close to our body as we can. As we inhale, we feel our belly pressing deeper into those thighs. And then as we exhale, try to let that belly fall down and away from those thighs. One more breath here. And then releasing that left leg, we're going to straighten that left leg out onto the ground. Keeping that right knee bent, we're going to still keep that hugged close to our chest. One more deep breath here. And then releasing that right leg, we're going to bend that left leg up. We can either keep our foot flat on the ground and then crossing that right leg right above that left knee, opening up that right hip, making a nice figure four with our legs. We can stay in this position, or if we'd like to increase that stretch, we can float that left leg up and then reaching in between, grasping behind that left thigh and pulling those legs closer to our chest. You should feel a nice stretch on the outside of that right hip here. Stretching out those glutes. One more deep breath. And exhale, release. Dropping that left foot down to the ground. We're going to rotate our legs over towards the left, keeping both shoulders on the ground, looking up towards that ceiling. We're rotating through that low spine, doing our best to get our legs as close to the ground on that left side as we can. One more deep breath here. And exhale, uncrossing those legs. We're going to shift them back up so they're pointed towards the ceiling. And then we're going to switch sides, crossing that left leg over that right thigh, opening up those hips. Just as a reminder, if you would like, you can lift that right leg off the ground, reaching and lacing those fingers behind that right thigh, pulling those legs closer to your body. Making sure that we're still keeping that left hip nice and open, maintaining that nice figure four stance. One more deep breath here. And then exhale, releasing those legs, dropping that right foot down to the ground. And then rolling both legs over towards the right. Keeping your shoulders on the ground and staying looking up towards that ceiling. Letting gravity pull those legs closer to the ground with each exhale. Let's do 2 more deep breaths. Good, and uncrossing those legs. We're going to roll over to that right side and slowly move on up to a seated position. Once we're in that seated position, we're going to reach those hands back behind our back. And we're going to pull both hands over towards the left and dropping that head over to the left as well. We're opening up that right upper trap and that right side of our neck here. One more breath. And then lifting our head back to center, we're going to regroup and bring both hands over to the right. Dropping that head over towards that right shoulder this time. Opening up that left upper trap and that left side of the neck. One more deep breath. And exhale, lifting that head back up to center, releasing those hands. Feel free to do a nice big shoulder roll back. And that is all of the stretching I have for you all today. Thank you so much for joining our stretch break. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See you next time.